Hey, welcome in everyone. Dom Giordano. The national debate roils over the issue of immigration, legal immigration, what to do with the system it's fixed in New Jersey has a hot debate over the so-called DREAM Act or tuition equity. Even Pennsylvania has that, which might surprise some because it seems to be a more conservative state. Joining us tonight is Marisol Condi Hernandez, who's one of the co-founders of the New Jersey DREAM Act Coalition, and Matt Rooney of SaveNewJersey.com. Let's go to Margaret in New Jersey in Runnymede. Hey, Margaret, thanks for calling us on Dom Time.
Hi, thanks for taking the call.
You're welcome.
There really has to be something done. Maybe the DREAM Act isn't perfect, but something has to be done. There's no way you're going to have over 11 million aliens or just leave the country. And the children that are born here through no fault of their own
Right.
have to have something here. They're citizens. They should be citizens of the country.
All right, hold on with
We
that.
have
Now,
to give them a break.
Hold on, Margaret, with that. Matt, that's the argument, too, the very same argument that's being put at the high level all the way down to New Jersey, which is something's got to be done right now. And if Republicans don't do something, they're going to be even in deeper trouble.
And that's the attitude that people take. And with all due respect to the caller, it's a very emotional argument, a lot of emotion words in there. But again, we need to look at what happens every time we quote unquote do something. They get together either in Washington or in a state capital like Trenton, they pass a big bill. We punt it down the road, and then 10, 20 years, we end up having twice as many or 3 times as many people who are in this illegal immigration situation.
Margaret, he's right on that historically. So if we do this, we did it in 1986. The fear is if it's done again, you'll have another wave of this. Margaret? Okay, we may have lost. Oh, Margaret, your response to that if we do this, kindness, et cetera, and I hear what you're saying, you'll have more of this. It'll encourage it. That's the argument.
I don't believe that would happen.
But I just told you it did, Margaret.
Well, it did happen. It did happen,
statistics.
but also the laws in 1986 didn't address the change in labor demands, which a lot of that is being considered into this new bill.
The change in labor demands that's going on in this country right now is we need more high-tech workers, we need skilled laborers. The people who now, this current bill that just passed the Senate, are going to be leapfrogged by people who are intelligent, wonderful human beings, but they're not skilled laborers. That's what the statistics tell us.
Because those
They're
high skilled
leapfrogged.
workers are expanding the number of visas.
If you were in line, and now all of a sudden a whole group of millions of new people gets to go in front of you,
13 years
that's the
at
textbook
least to wait
definition.
for a green card? All right, what's going to happen even if this bill
Well,
passes?
Marisol, let's stop there and ask that, though. Do you really believe that's going to happen? You're a really good advocate. Don't you think as soon as the papers dry, people like you and others who are equally good advocates are going to be saying second-class citizenship? You can't make a person wait 13 years.
Honestly, this is not the perfect bill I would have liked to see.
No, but don't you think you're going to say 13
13
years is too much? Let's make it 2 years. You see already,
It is too much.
the ink
I
is
won't
not
deny
even
that.
signed. See, there you
It
go.
is too much.
Honesty
because
here.
look at what's going to happen. All
Right.
right. My parents have been here for 25 years. My parents, if this bill passes this summer, they will not have their green cards until they're 60. And until that point, that's not citizenship. They're not going to get much Social Security from it. That leaves me and our immediate family in financially supporting our aging parents. Meanwhile, my parents' labor for the past 25 years and my communities has contributed financially to the Social Security checks that all these aging baby boomers are receiving.
That's a warning. I'm glad you're being honest about that. That's exactly what will happen, though. As soon as its ink is dry with all this arduous 13 years, it'll start arguing back. And I think it's logical, and that's why it's not going to be that arduous if this passes. So, in the minute we have left, Matt, your prediction, 30 seconds, what's going to happen here?
Well, real quick, I do think it's going to be financially arduous because a lot of the projections we see coming out of the CBO conveniently only talk about the next 10 years. As soon as these entitlement costs begin kicking in as the population ages, it is going to be unaffordable.
Okay, Marisol, prediction, what happens next year?
What happens next is that I think that there is going to be something has to be done this summer. And it's not the most perfect bill, but it has to happen, and it has to include a pathway to citizenship for everybody that's here that meets the qualifications outlined in the bill.
All right, my prediction is that's a deal breaker in the House, though. We'll see. She may be right, or Matt may be right here. Thank you both very much for joining us tonight. And this debate will continue. This issue, Marisol's right, will be going big time this summer. Coming up, Mrs. Clinton is in town. I'll give you my thoughts on that here on a timeout on Dom Time. Former Secretary of State and presidential candidate of the past, and I predict in the future, Mrs. Clinton, Hillary Clinton, was in town today speaking at Bryn Mawr College to a group of women who are politically connected and interested in office. My observation and prediction right here, years out from all this, is that Mrs. Clinton, if the health problems are not severe, and I don't think they as severe as we've heard, will run on the Democratic side, will be the nominee, and will be the odds-on favorite to be president. The only thing that I see in her path right now that will come up again is what happened in Benghazi, all the issues that are still roiling over that. And some people think that the only person on the Republican side that might be able to beat her will be Governor Christie, who will win re-election and will be a big candidate for the Republican nomination. So we'll see. Today was a day that Mrs. Clinton was in town. We'll see where that takes us. Join us tomorrow night again at 7 p.m. for Dom Time.